Have you been dabbling more of Google Bard, by the way? Or have you
No,
been...
not much with Google Bard.
So it sounds more... I don't want to say it sounds more human because that will make everybody freak out about Terminator, but it does make it seem like it has a bit more of that emotional type of vibe to it where it's not so strictly has to be like da 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 kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I've also found too from going back and forth with Bard in particular that it does give longer formed answers too, where ChatGPT has like a word count limit. And Google Bard, you can keep on asking and diving on in more and more and more each time. And of course, the other thing which I've been enjoying about Bard in particular is that when you do say, can you cite your sources and give me references? It can. And
it's accurate and
it
valid.
Hasn't been fake
good?
yet.
Wow,
Is the key.
nice.
When I've yet to find a fake source, I'm like, okay, maybe we're getting somewhere. So, so if I can give you one thing after this conversation, it's Google Bard is definitely worth, diving on in a bit more into everything. We talked about a few different ideas about how instructional designers can use AI, but where do you see this being as far as for like what topic could this have the biggest impact for supporting instructional designers? Like what type of area?
Well, I have my hypotheses, but I'm doing research too. Like I have a survey I'm sending out tomorrow to ask a bunch of instructional designers like what they think as a whole about these things. But I would imagine storyboarding is where it could help a lot. I know that's a time-consuming task for some people. So help, and I guess I mean storyboarding like also broken down into its component tasks. So even from the learning objectives through to some sort of outline, through to the content itself, even through to animation and programming notes and things like that. So from early tests, it seems like ChatGPT was like doing pretty well with that without me even like doing it step by step. I was impressed when it's giving me programming notes for Articulate Storyline 360. I'm like, okay, nice. So storyboarding, I mean, graphic generation, I guess you could say, like, with like Midjourney and tools like that. I think that can save people a lot of time getting these like custom assets just from coming up with the right prompts and trying them enough times. Those are my two main ones, I would imagine. I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. It might be a little different in the higher ed space, but
yeah. I mean, well, you said it best as far as for saying about trying. That has definitely been the thing, is that I'm going to try to do this way, see if it works. I'm going to try to do this way, maybe it won't. But to give you one example, I'm teaching a class tonight talking about andragogy. And inside of a class, we're going to be doing a live workshop. And I usually do like the same type of topics again, every time I do a workshop on X. Like I know what I want to be able to do, but I just wanted some new ideas. So I asked ChatGPT to give me 15 different ways that I can do an activity with my class tonight about andragogy. Sure enough, it did. And it gave me 15 different things that I could be asking about, different types of tips and what I can do as far as through breakout rooms or describing, Malcolm Knowles' 6 different principles of how you can break them down into different ways. And it did all these different things. And it was pretty interesting. Of course, were they all winners? Absolutely not. For some, I was just like, how do you think this could be any form of an activity besides, like, one was like almost like a multiple choice question. I was like, I told you it's a live class. We're doing a webinar. I was like, no, like that's not going to work. But 2 out of the 15 were really solid. And I honestly could riff off of them and try to be able to brainstorm from some of them. So that's one thing that could see to be able to more about think about a type of an activity, think about a type of an assessment item that we do so much, and eventually you get into the same habit about how you do designs. Because I mean, for me, especially too for higher education, like I love scenario-based learning. So I talk about that all the time. But obviously not every single assessment is going to be scenario-based learning, or else it's going to be a super boring learning experience and people are going to kind of, just fade out in the background. So what else can I do using the same content or the same gist of the idea? How can I change that up a bit? And I've been able to do that. So yeah,
I feel like that's like one of the best things that ChatGPT can do, like out of the box without a lot of like fancy like prompt engineering or anything like that. Like using it as like a brainstorming partner and using it to generate ideas for learning experiences, for content. Like I played around with, give me some questions I can answer on TikTok for instructional designers and stuff like that. So yeah, idea generation just like as an umbrella, it's like so good and so fast for that. Just a nice, good like brainstorming partner.